Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly with This podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self love, self care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
And I am Picket Fence. Today's Mindfulness Minute is called What's Holding Me Back? I investigated the psychological barriers to my creative and spiritual success. I overcome these barriers by taking small steps in the here and now. The most common excuse that we give ourselves for delaying any important undertaking have to do with what we lack. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. These all purposeful psychological barriers prevent us from taking simple steps that can improve our lives. We need to drop the grand plans and ambitions and stick to the ground nights under our feet. To begin with 10 minutes and $10 and move upward from there. Today ask yourself what you gain by not taking the steps to transform your life. What you may fear giving up something less for optional habits in order to stimulate your creative and spiritual growth. Ask yourself, what is holding me back? See what arises from you and ask yourself this question. Then commit to mortalizing your resources and undercoming your obstacles. Word up.
Word up. So as you can all see, we are joined by some very special guests. All of these lovely, lovely ladies giving me all the hair envy that I could ever have. We have with us the Luv Locz Experiment, and I'm going to have you all introduce yourselves individually. Tell us about yourselves. We got questions about the band and the movement and the music, but first we need to know who you are.
All right, so peace and love, everybody. I am the Empress Natural Onyx, vocalist and songwriter with the Luv Locz Experiment. I'm also a lock doula, specialized in lock health from Cincinnati, Atlanta. And multi-entrepreneur, I do it all. And I'm here joined with the Empress Gang. We're going to start here.
Hello, I'm Shani She-Rock, and you can follow me on Shani She-Rock on Facebook. I'm a dancer for Luv Locz Band, and I'm a praise dancer. I also do workout, Great Lake Get Fit, and just follow me on Facebook, Shani She-Rock.
And hi, I'm Shakia Armstrong. I'm a background dancer for the Luv Locz. My Instagram is trigger_baby. Come follow me. Listen to some
Word up.
So that's
so fun fact. Me and Pickett, we renewed our vows at the African American Cultural Festival, and I recognize some of y'all back there. Y'all was getting y'all's dance on. We love it. Yeah, go ahead.
Recognize you.
Exactly. And I just want to throw out there that was a beautiful ceremony. It was my first time experiencing the Culture Fest here in Dayton. So I just really, really was fond of that moment. Congratulations.
Thank you. So let's get into it. So how did the band take shape? I know it's had a lot of different shapes. How did the current setup of the band take form?
So, the band roots back a couple of years with JayVez and his brother Saxton, and it has grown over the years to a crew of 9 of us all together. So we have all of the wonderful instruments. We have our bass player, Jack Chris. We have our congas, Chris Kennedy. We have our horn, Phil Hutchison. We have our lead guitar, Siam. We have the leader, JayVez Hicks. And the vocalists on here, we have several different drummers that we have come through as a collective that kind of changes in and out with us. And we also have, Saxton Arrington as well on deck whenever he's available. And then we have our new additions that help me balance out with that good feminine divine energy, that Empress Gang in the building, which really allows us to put on a very, very great show.
Yeah.
So that's super dope. So this new album, you guys are set to have a release party coming up on the 28th. Is that correct?
Yes, we have the Strange Fruits album release going on April 28th.
So tell us about that.
So we have an event that we started together last year called the Sounds of Healing. And the Sounds of Healing is just like it's a Friday evening experience of arts, community, healing, and music all collaborated in one. So we had this idea of instead of happy hour, we have the healing hour and just having a moment to invite our fans, our community to come out and just be intentional and really indulge in some self-care, self-healing experiences that they can possibly, carry out into their lives in the future as well. So this is our second time a year. Our first year was a great turnout. We had some really great dope sponsors, and excuse me. This year is going to be an even better turnout because what is significant about this year is it's our album release party for our sophomore album, Strange Fruit.
Cool. So speaking of the album, how many songs and how long did it take you to record this album?
So this album has 7, 8, 8 songs with some bonus features, and it's over the course of several months to a year, just through vibing out with the band in the basement. We had this conversation with all of our members where we had each member bring a song to the table in the form of either a tune or for the songwriters, something that we wrote. And so each member each song is actually a piece of each individual member in the band, just their vibe. And as the songwriters, we just cultivated that vibe and really created some very, very great, high vibrational, dope, uplifting music. It's super fun. We love coming on our shows and everybody's vibing out and feeling some good energy. So I would say it was a great collaboration of some great minds.
I like that. That was actually going to be my question. So with that, how do you guys come up with like the song itself? Like, is there a creative process? Do y'all all sit down and like, I like that line, but I don't like that line, or I like this word better? So talk about that collaboration process.
So with the song itself, in terms of like songwriting the lyrics, I first want to speak to like when we're in our rehearsal space and the beat itself. I want to speak to that first because that's composing as well. So the beginning stages of composing that song, such as like Love Rhythm TNT, whereas each individual brought together a certain tune and each musical artist added on with their instruments the sounds that you hear in there. And that was a very, very beautiful experience just to be in that moment of creating magic. And then after that, while listening to what we have created and recorded, in the car back and forth, I'm actually the only member that's from Cincinnati, Ohio. But and going back and forth to my home city for clients, listening to the tunes, literally just I feel like downloads. It's like you just get downloads of words that just come to you, and like each tune brought out a specific energy that was birthed from the person who brought this tune to the table. So it's a very spiritual, even almost experience, because it's just these downloads of information that just come, and it's like, say it this way and do it like that. So it's very magical in the moment of songwriting. And then when in songs where me and Vez, who's also been songwriting on these projects as well, collaborate together, where it's just just these flow of downloads of words that just come when you hear the beat and the tune just speaks to you and the words just come to you. Great project, great words.
Let's go.
So what's your favorite song on the album and why?
Oh man, this album is really hard for me to have a favorite song. If I had to choose, gosh, I really can say every song is my favorite song. But if I had to choose, maybe it would be between Gem City Funk and TNT. Why Gem City Funk is it's authentic to our demographic, like we from the fluent capitals of the world, and it was and it tells a story that I feel like, if you are, a person in community, in our communities, you can relate to these stories. Like, this is a story that you would see. You can bring this story into your life. Like, Dad, this was my life growing up during this time frame. So it's very intricate. Then it goes into this jazz. Oh man, it's just amazing. It's magical how the song just flows into this nuance, this new tempo of jazz, and it's so beautiful. And it just comes back, and I love that. I love that. And then TNT and Love Rhythm. I had really great experiences promoting ourselves as a band in Jamaica, and those songs were kind of birthed out of these experiences of moving abroad and promoting ourselves as a unit. And I really love those songs because the experiences that we had there were just so serene, so amazing, so beautiful.
So, so how are you all going to release this album? Is it digital or is it going to be on vinyl, CD?
So we have our single release, Black Man, that's already out for everyone to listen to on all platforms. And we have one more single release that we're going to release, Love Rhythm 420, and it'll be on all platforms. And those are like sneak teasers. You'll be able to get the whole album directly from our website, www.LuvLoczEx.com. You'll be able to go directly to us, and then that money comes directly to the artist. So we're trying something new this year, just to try to help the people support the artists. You pay all these money for these listening companies to listen to your music on, and the artists are getting pennies. Pennies, literally. So this is our way of trying to take back creative control, remain independent, and just really, really rely on ourselves, our talent, each other. So y'all make sure y'all go to the website, April 28th. We also are releasing this album through USB. So we have tape deck USBs that you can just plug into your car, into your computer. You have it right there for download. But you got to come to the concert, April 28th, to get you a tape deck. And it's only so many. So make sure y'all come out.
Oh, man. So I got to be on time and everything. Y'all just hurt my heart. Hold on. It's one thing to be there, but now you're saying I got to come early because I'm going to need my USB. Like, I'm going to need that in my life. So I guess I won't be on CP time that night.
And you want to come early anyway, because the healing hour that happens before the concert, you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be such an amazing, intentional hour. Sound bath healers. We have yoga instructors. We're actually going to be honoring some community healers, community people who have been helping the community for years here in the city of Dayton. We're going to be honoring them here as well. But you're going to get to experience so many different modalities of healing in that healing hour. You're going to come for that and then end with a bomb concert.
Yeah, massage.
And with a massage therapist. Come for that massage, I'm telling you.
Hold on, wait. Yep, I think I'm gonna need to be in that spot. I feel some tension all up in here. Oh.
Yes, and shout out to Haya Healing, who was actually putting together our healing hour for this Sounds of Healing. Y'all definitely go check out Haya Healing. She was super amazing.
Word up. Now, not to get off the music, but you talked about hair, which we saw your hair show at the Cultural Festival last year too, which was super, super dope. So talk to us about how you got into that.
So I specialize in lock health, and I've had my locks since I was a baby. So my mom started me like fresh out the womb. It was something I literally was kind of like born into. And then I kind of grew it into my craft and first business as an entrepreneur back in about 2014. So it's been a very long time. So I'm a lock master, lock doula is what we call it. I birth healthy locks all across the states, soon to be international as well. And so during this journey, I just specialize in, again, I'm really big on self-care, holistic care, especially when it comes to our hair. A lot of time, through our journey as women, our hair has been a very, very dear thing to us that we have been criticized for, we have been, demonized for. And, from my mother's story of just having her house set on blaze for having locks, it's something that really means something to me. So I specialize for the health of locks. And that's something that I bring to the table that's different. In cosmetology, you have a lot just about the what it looks like, the aftermath, the style of the locks, but it's a lot of products on the line that we are experimenting on in our hair and our crowns that are very dangerous, very deadly to us, and we just become just this hair store experiment. And what I bring, I really speak to just hair health, scalp health, hair foods, how to keep our roots strong. And so I've been doing this for a very long time, 20 plus years in this industry. And I've become well known to the city of Cincinnati and Atlanta for my styles because I am a bomb stylist. And so what you guys got to see was a bit of my arts and craft, which is something I really love to do. I spend a lot of time with my clients, and it's a really holistic crown health service. Comes with crystal bowl tuning, and it's a whole process that comes into getting pawed, which is my tagline with Natural Onyx Dimensions, which is my business.
Word.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, go ahead. I've been talking all this time.
Okay, so when you talked about like your creative writing process, so how do you come up with your ideas for songs? I know you said you just kind of download from the universe, but is there like a particular mood you have to be in? You got to drink a little something, smoke a little something. How do you get in that space?
So it depends. A lot of times I might take me a little smoke break, but what I do is I turn on a beat and I really just listen to a beat and allow the beat to speak to me. That's in present day. In the past, I just pre-wrote and then put it to a beat. But in present day, it's been a lot of, as soon as the beat comes on, the beat speaks to me. Or if the beat doesn't speak to me, the title of the beat will speak to me. A lot of my songs have become songs based on the title that the producer named the song. So that's been a very, very creative process where it's like titles have become this whole song. So shout out to those producers, red lighters, God below, out in the building. And that's been me as an independent artist. So even now with working with a full band, when the band is vibing and that right tune comes across and everyone's vibing, words just come. You hear the whole band just jumping out. Like everyone is such a creative writer in their own way within this band, which I think is such a beautiful thing about this particular collective, is that we're all individually super dope artists. And then one thing that is fun with this band is that anyone can become like the front person. Like you got something to bring to the table. It's the Luv Locz Experiment. So it's an experiment of a collective of very intentional, dope creatives who come together to create some high vibrational music for our people.
Word on. Well, we don't want to leave the dancers out back there. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. So tell us, is this something that you like pre-choreograph when you do these shows, or do you get the songs and then you rehearse a routine for each song, or how does that work for you all?
Well, at first we was just vibing, like, because we naturally dance good with each other, so we just hear it out, like they told us, like, all right, they're good, and then it started like growing more. We consistently come to the rehearsals. We know which songs we're gonna do, which sets we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And now it got to a point to where we do kind of make up a routine. We come together and know what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? They had to grow forever.
Word.
Yeah.
It is fun, and they add such a beautiful essence to the song. It's like you see that you hear this beautiful vibrations coming out, but then you see this beautiful entourage of all this stuff happening. I'm so grateful. Gang, gang.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I think having all those different aspects really makes the show dope.
Yes.
It's it's not just audio, it's visual, and it just completes the feeling of the song. So that's real dope. Big up for y'all.
Thank
Thank you.
We need to play with senses.
So
I think,
with the
just to
album,
piggyback off of what you were saying,
oh, go ahead.
I think that makes it like a whole experience. So it's
Mhm.
not just, you go into a show, you see the band play, and it's like, the band is hype, but having like the dancers just adds to it. And then from what I've seen from videos and even watching y'all live, I love the way y'all feed off each other. Like I see the
Yeah.
dancers feeding off y'all as the band, but I also see y'all as the band, feeding off their energy. So it's just really, y'all call yourselves the experiments, but it really is an experience to see you guys perform live. Like it's a whole thing. Like I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that because it's definitely, I tell you, from my perspective, it definitely gives me a boost when I see my girls out there and they turned up and I'm turned up on the stage. I go into a whole nother zone. It's like you just leave Earth essentially, and you're just in the moment calling down all this great energy so people can feel good and vibe and love. And I feel like music is such a great power that we have, and the way music is being used against our culture and against our communities, I feel like it's just very important that we hold values to these powers that we have and make sure that we're being as intentional and as responsible as we can.
Definitely.
What's
Hey, look who just joined the circle.
What
up?
up? What up? What up?
Come over here. Come over here. We apologize. I know everybody goes to your praise. What up, man? Shout out to the Fly Podcast. There they are. Fly with us, podcast.
What up? How's everybody doing back there tonight?
Doing well. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Okay.
What up?
So since y'all came and joined the party, why don't you guys introduce yourselves? I mean, we know who you are, but the people need to know who you are.
Blessings. My name is JayVez. I am the lead singer, one of the lead singers, and the guitarist.
Saxophone. Me.
X, I'm the percussionist and sometimes guitar player.
I am Siam. I play guitar, lead singer.
What's the lead guitar player?
Hey.
Lead.
Or so with the new album coming out, do you guys have a whole tour or a line of shows booked up?
Yeah, so we actually went took ourselves on a Strange Fruit tour for our first year, 2022. So now this is the second year of the Strange Fruit Tour, 2023, and we do have a slew of shows lined up back to back. After our, we have 420, we have a show 420 in Mother Stewart's, and then we definitely have our Sounds of Healing that is going to be April 28th at the PNC Art Annex. And then after that, we have a whole slew of shows that you guys can definitely go check out again at the website LuvLoczEx.com.
Or
Hold on, I was writing stuff down. My bad. So let me check back in because I have to write these dates down. I have a lot going on. I gotta remember to be there and show up.
Put them in that calendar.
Send her the link. Get all of them lined up for you on the website.
Yes, all of them.
Where can I go to?
Just go to our shows page on our website. You see the whole tour listed there. Save it.
oh,
Put it in your calendar.
So since you guys are all there now, the whole creative, collective, can you tell us how did you come up with the name, the Luv Locz Experiment? I keep wanting to say experience because I experienced it and it was so lovely to see. So yeah, but how'd you come up with the name?
Me and my brother can speak to that. Back in 2016, we was over on Goodmont. Westwood, the artist that always had it, and this was where it was just a lot of collaboration going on at that particular time. And I think a lot of the conversation was around how we could make both of our worlds, in which we were kind of like, finding out who we were, like as far as musicians and what kind of lane that we wanted to play in, and where we find a common niche at it as far as music is like jazz and reggae, you know what I'm saying? And then like in the midst of just trying to like blend all the genres that was like, you know what I mean, important to us.
Yeah.
We locked it in. So out of that conversation came Luv Locz, and then I want to say Sax Tone actually came up with like the experiment part. Because at first I think it was just Luv Locz, and then he said experiments, and then I was like, it'd be dope if it was an experiment because that's exactly what it is. So it's an experiment of interdependence in the music collective. And abroad too, because you know we look at ourselves, each other as more than just fellow musicians, but also families. Luv Locz.
Yeah, I definitely think that's super super dope. Because you know I've known you for a long time. I first knew you as an MC, and then of course your brother, seeing him touring with bands, and then the fusion of reggae. I think like going over the tracks for this album, you can hear just that perfect fusion of all of it together, which is super super dope.
Yes, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think that was like one of the moves that we wanted to make, like as far as growth moves that we wanted to make from our first album to our second album. I had kind of wrote like majority of that particular material, and this particular album, you know, I felt like it was very important that we would all be included in that particular process. So just taking what we know and just, and I'm sure she probably even spoke to how we all brought a groove to the table, and then we just built on that one groove, which came up with the kind of dynamics that you see on the Strange Fruit album. So it was fun making it for sure.
Yeah.
Was that the same as like hashtag what he said? I definitely love it. And so we've already kind of talked about your release party, but what else can we look forward to? I know we got the dancers, we got the music, we got the vibe. You talked about the healing hour beforehand. Is there anything that we missed about, that we got to make sure that we plug in? You got to be in the spot because of
Make sure you in the spot with July 1st.
July 1st.
The Honey and Sage Bonfire.
Yeah, that's gonna be loud. This is our third annual time putting this particular event together. Our first album was called Honey, and around that time I also dropped my solo project, which had a lot of live band elements in it, which was called Sage. And out of those two coming out at the same time, we created an event called Honey and Sage Bonfire, where we take a lot of intentional practices and we blend it into like almost a music festival. So this is our third year doing it. This is our first time doing it in the summertime. So we're really excited in bringing that forward. So
yeah.
Now where's that gonna be at?
That's gonna be at Mad River Adventures in Springfield. Which is also a canoeing spot. So last year we had opportunities for everyone to come out earlier on, canoe, enjoy some fun family games, and then we had a concert that evening. We had a drama ensemble that even featured that evening, and then we all camped out, and it was such an amazing time. So it's definitely fun for your families. Bring the whole family out and let's grow.
Some good self-care outside.
Yeah, that's dope. Speaking of self-care, with all the hard grinding y'all doing, what do you guys do individually or as a group for self-care?
So for myself, as a self-care necessity, I do meditation. And there's so much meditation music out here, but in particular I love native flute music, and I'll sit and I'll take time, about 15 minutes 20 minutes, listening to some native flute meditation music, and I'll sit and I'll scribe, which is basically just writing with intention, and then I might finish that off with a good face mask. Good yoni steam.
Keep mine short so we can get everybody in. I make my bed in the morning. One thing I like to do is always start with finishing a task, which helps, start a triple effect of just, being productive. So I find out that most often when I make my bed, I'm having a more productive day than when I don't. So that's one thing I like.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait a minute. You said you make your bed in the morning?
Yeah, right after I get out, make sure I make my bed. So like
And
start
you
with
say that one more time because I have somebody on the line that doesn't believe in making up the bed. So I just want to make sure that
Now,
that
hey,
was
well, I
heard.
told you that should take your task is you to start making up the bed in the morning.
Hey, whoever do it is gonna be the one that benefit from it. So
See.
Nah.
Definitely one of the things
I'm telling y'all, the biggest argument we have every day before we get in the bed is getting this dude to help me make up the bed. I'm like, we gotta make up the bed. And he be like, why we can't just get in it? And then he calls me Princess in the Pea because I feel every wrinkle. If there's like a crumb in the bed, if there's a wayward nail or a piece of dust, I feel it and I can't sleep. So him and the kids are always calling me Princess in the Pea. So I'm like, well, if you know that this is how I am, then why we gotta fight every night to make up the bed? Like you already know what's coming.
no more Oreos in the bed, Mr. Webb.
Hey,
Tell him.
I'm cool on it, but I think you gave her the best suggestion. Make the bed up in the morning, because by the time I go to bed, I don't want anything extra. It's time to go to bed, I'm already halfway asleep, and then I'm waking back up making up the bed. I just want to go to bed when it's time to go to bed. But back to everybody else's self-care.
I do some heavy meditation, yoga style meditation. I do Shaolin Kung Fu, and I do African drum, Jimbo.
Word.
That's me.
I keep my short simple. Meditation, watch a good movie to relax, and put the phone away for 2 hours. Take the phone away, and that relieves a lot of all that stress.
Word.
Come on, Ted. I'll start my day off with some gin and orange juice. Now I'm ready to start the day. Go and make up my bed, take a shower and all that kind of stuff, and praise the job. Give thanks. Yes.
Word. Oh.
Just do one thing you do to help you be optimal throughout the day.
Self-care.
Help wake up in the morning. You gotta wash that stuff off your face.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You get all good and fresh.
You see all stuff you got on this face.
No, this is from the library. They had art class on my face. But
get my mind right.
Word up. Do we have brain science today?
Great.
All right. So we gonna get ready to wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, tell the people where they can get in touch with you again. So give them the website and give them some of those show days.
So you guys definitely can find us on all media under Luv Locz, LUV LOCZ Experiment. We definitely want you to come and check us out April 28th for the Sounds of Healing, an official Strange Fruit album release party. We want to give a big ups to some of our sponsors like Home Experts Reality, Toya Webb. Go check her out. How You Healing, Life is a Circle. And we definitely want you guys to come check us out 420 at Mother Stewart's if you want to come get some vibes. But the website again, for you guys to go and subscribe, because we do have an email list where we will email you all of the cool things that we have coming up for the week, for the month, and you'll be in the know. Right? So you want to go to Luv Locz LOCZEX.com. Click that subscribe button and make sure you're at the Sounds of Healing next Friday.
Word up. And before we get out of here completely, we got to drop it to my favorite part of the show. Doom, 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 doom. Brain science.
All right, so we've been talking with the Luv Locz Experiment and talking about music and healing and being in a healing space. And we've also talked many times before about music and its effects on the brain. But reggae music in particular has a special effect on the brain. So let's talk about it. Reggae music, along with all music, the tempo has a big effect on your brain. When you hear reggae, your auditory cortex sends messages to your prefrontal cortex, telling your brain how you feel about the music. Then you decide whether you want to sing along or dance. Most fans of reggae music have high self-esteem. They are creative. They're not hardworking. They are outgoing. They are gentle and mostly at ease. Other genres have similar effects on the brain, but reggae music in particular is repetitive and catchy, making it easier to constantly play back in your head and bother you and have you singing along and jamming to something you heard 3 or 4 days ago. When your auditory cortex sends those signals to your brain processes that the music has a rhythmic beat that makes the person want to sing and dance and move. It's something about reggae music that makes you have to move. Even if you don't have any rhythm, you gotta move your body. You just cannot help it. It gets the blood pumping and it actually makes you calm. While when music is fast paced, you want to dance or sing as a result. When music is slow paced, your amygdala tells you and your brain to calm down, to chill, and to relax. Reggae music also taps into feelings and emotions in ways that other musical genres do not. Most often, the feeling that it helps you tap into is happy. Even if the subject matter about the song may be sad or a breakup song, it's something about the beat and the tempo that automatically makes your brain think and feel happy thoughts. And that also has a correlation to moving your body. So as you're moving your body, how can you be sad? How can you be, upset moving your body listening to this great music? So we know that music definitely shapes or helps our brains one way or another. They suggest that you listen to different types of music, like if you're bi-musically, which means you listen to multiple genres of music. But either way, any music that you choose has benefits that is a universal language. So keep listening to music, keep your good vibes going, and release those endorphins, particularly with reggae music.
Reggae. And that being the Luv Locz Experiment.
Sound like it to me.
Word up. Well, thanks again for coming to be a guest on the show. We appreciate it. We're going to help spread the word so everybody comes out April 28th.
Thank you guys
to the
for
release party.
Thanks for having
appreciate
us.
love you guys. Peace and love.
Peace.
Mhm.
That was good.
There we go.